Have you ever been in that painful situation where you're texting someone you're really interested in, the conversation seems to be flowing perfectly, and then suddenly, after you send that one message, they just disappear? It's that sinking feeling in your stomach. That moment when you check your phone for the 100th time, wondering if they're going to respond, only to see those three little dots appear and disappear without a message following. And you're left wondering, what did I say wrong? Was I too much? Not enough? The truth is, texting has become both the gateway and the gatekeeper to meaningful connection. And so many of us are unknowingly sabotaging ourselves through screens, one message at a time. Today, we're going to dive deep into why they lost interest after you texted back, not to make you feel worse, but to help you understand the psychological dynamics at play and how to shift them in your favor. Here's what no one tells you. It's rarely about the specific words you use. It's about the energy behind those words, an energy that speaks volumes about how you value yourself. Let's start with the most common texting mistake that kills attraction, the desperate energy that seeps through when you're texting from a place of insecurity. You see, when you're texting from a place of, I need this person to validate me, you unconsciously shift into people-pleasing mode. Your messages become carefully crafted performances rather than authentic expression. You overthink every word, analyze every response, and the other person can feel it. They can feel that you're not really present in the conversation. They can feel that you're not really showing up as yourself. Instead, you're showing up as whoever you think they want you to be. And here's the irony. The very thing you think will make them like you more, being accommodating, agreeable, and available at all times, is precisely what makes them lose interest. Because deep down, we're all attracted to people who have their own lives, their own boundaries, and their own sense of self-worth. The second reason they might have lost interest after you texted back is what I call emotional flooding. This happens when you open the emotional floodgates too soon, sharing too much vulnerability before the relationship has built the foundation to support it. Picture this. You've been texting for a few days, everything seems to be going well, and then you send that long, heartfelt message about your hopes, fears, and deepest insecurities. You hit send, feeling like you've made a genuine connection, only to be met with radio silence. What went wrong? Emotional intimacy needs to develop gradually. When you rush this process through text, it can feel overwhelming to the other person, like you're skipping important steps in getting to know each other. It's like trying to run before you've learned to walk. Think about it. Would you share your deepest vulnerabilities with someone you just met at a coffee shop? Probably not. Yet somehow, the digital barrier makes us feel safer to expose our hearts sooner than we might in person. Remember, text messages are tools for connection, not containers for your entire emotional world. The third reason they might have lost interest is emotional flatness. This happens when your texts lack personality or anything that makes them distinctly you. Hey, how's your day? Good? You? Good. We've all been trapped in this mundane back and forth that feels more like a corporate email than the beginning of something exciting. The problem isn't just that these conversations are boring, they fail to create any emotional response. And without emotion, there's no motivation to continue engaging. Dating is about feeling something. When your texts don't evoke curiosity, amusement, or intrigue, the other person has no reason to stay invested. Now, let's talk about the fourth reason they lost interest: inconsistency in your communication style. This happens when you present yourself one way at the beginning, only to shift dramatically as your insecurities surface. Maybe you started confident and playful, keeping things light. But once you felt yourself getting attached, anxiety kicked in. Suddenly, you're double texting, responding instantly, and overthinking every word. Or perhaps you initially showed genuine interest, asking thoughtful questions, but once you sensed they were interested, you pulled back, became aloof, or started playing games. This inconsistency creates unease. The person feels like they're interacting with someone whose identity shifts like sand beneath their feet. Impossible to trust or connect with. We're naturally drawn to consistency because it signals reliability. When your texting behavior fluctuates wildly, it suggests you might be equally unpredictable in a relationship. Think about it. Would you want to invest emotionally in someone who feels like a completely different person from one day to the next? The fifth reason, and this might be the hardest one to hear, is that sometimes the issue isn't what you texted, but how quickly they became the center of your world. When someone new enters your life, it's natural to feel excited and want to prioritize getting to know them. But there's a fine line between healthy interest and making them the sun that your entire emotional universe suddenly revolves around. If you find yourself constantly available, responding immediately regardless of what you're doing, rearranging your schedule to accommodate their timeline, or thinking about them obsessively between messages, you've crossed that line. And here's the truth. No healthy relationship can bear the weight of being someone's everything, especially not in its fragile beginning stages. The person on the other end doesn't need to directly see this behavior to sense it. It comes through in the subtext of your message, the eagerness, the overthinking, the subtle desperation to keep the conversation going at all costs. What's fascinating is that this dynamic creates a paradox. The more you center your attention on them, the less centered you become in yourself. And the less centered you are in yourself, the less attractive you become to them. Because what we're all looking for, whether we realize it or not, is someone who brings their own complete world to the table, not someone looking for us to complete theirs. Now that we've identified these 5 reasons they might have lost interest: desperate energy, emotional flooding, emotional flatness, inconsistency, and making them your center, let's talk about solutions. First, before texting someone you're interested in, check in with yourself. Ask, am I in a good emotional place right now? If you're feeling anxious or needy, wait until you're more grounded. Second, remember that early texting isn't about securing a relationship. It's simply to determine if there's enough interest to meet in person. Keep it light and authentic. Third, focus on creating small moments of genuine connection rather than fast-tracking intimacy. Share glimpses of your day or humor naturally. Let them be curious about you instead of revealing everything at once. Fourth, maintain your own life and boundaries. Don't drop everything to respond immediately. Don't cancel plans with friends to stay home and text. The right person will appreciate your independent life. Finally, release your attachment to the outcome. Not every connection is meant to develop further, regardless of your texts. Sometimes their loss of interest has everything to do with their circumstances and nothing to do with you. Let me leave you with this thought. The most attractive quality in texting and in life isn't perfection. It's authenticity paired with healthy self-respect. When you text from a place of "this is me, take it or leave it," rather than "please like me," everything changes. Your messages become expressions of your true self rather than calculated attempts to win approval. And yes, this means some people will lose interest. Some conversations will fizzle out. Some potential connections won't materialize. But the ones that do will be based on something real, an attraction to who you actually are, not who you're pretending to be. So the next time you feel that anxiety rising as you craft a message, or that sinking feeling when someone doesn't respond the way you hope, take a deep breath and remember, the right person won't need you to be perfect. They'll just need you to be real. And that version of you, the authentic, self-respecting, centered you, is always worth texting back. Thank you for watching. If this resonated with you, please like and subscribe for more insights on building healthy relationships, both with others and with yourself. Until next time, remember, you're worthy of connections that value the real you. No perfect text required.